Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jarvis Escott. I'm back with Dr. Irma Palmer on the What's Happening Birmingham podcast. This is a bonus segment that the doctor has agreed to kind of talk a little bit more about what we talked about in the previous segment about health and wellness. Dr. Palmer, the floor is yours again.
Well, hello Birmingham, how are you? Again, it's Dr. Irma Palmer, Chiropractic Today here in the Inverness area. And Jarvis has so kindly given me the opportunity to discuss this again. So what we're talking about here in this poster right behind me is our health and wellness and where your body goes in one direction or the other that you have full control on. What I mean by that is this. Everyone walks into my office in this zone, the comfort zone. Everything is on and off. You know, most individuals walk in right here. They're either a little bit south or a little bit north of this position. The goal in my office always is how do I get individuals to this area? Specifically, how to get your body to function at a higher capacity. And I discussed earlier, that's what's most important. Because we all have control over how do we get this human bodies of ours to function at a better capacity. And that's what I talked about earlier about the big five. Faith first, neurological connection, allowing your entire human body to function at best capacity ever, supported by the eating, moving, and thinking. So since most individuals walk in like here, the goal is to get you over here. Now this is an intentional act. This doesn't happen just by chance. This is occurring because you are pursuing it. That doesn't mean you're blowing up the kitchen cabinets, your pantry, and you're like, hey. No, because we all have to have balance in our life. So through a gradual process, you move from here and you work towards moving in this direction as an intentional act. For most individuals, it's anywhere from 1 to 2 years. The average is about 3 to 5 years with each time, buying better products, inching along in that direction, braving the change of you changing your different habits. So this is extremely attainable because you are choosing it. You're making an intentional game plan to get there, a strategy. However, if you don't choose that, as natural default though, our human body goes this direction. This occurs anyway. So unless you are actively pursuing going this direction, that you are in control of how uncomfortable you choose to get, this happens where you are the passenger of getting uncomfortable as you go this direction. You are not in control in this direction. You're strictly the passenger of poor health going this direction. And you are an uncomfortable passenger as you're losing your health, where here you are in charge of how uncomfortable you choose to get as you go through your own choices of changing your terrain to get into better choices of health. The goal as always is how do we get that body of yours to function at a higher capacity. And it's all about function. And I was discussing that earlier with Jarvis. It's all about how's your human body functioning. And what controls the function of your human body is your nervous system. Your nervous system is what allows you to heal. The nervous system is what allows you at this moment to be listening to me, your heart to be beating, your lungs to be pumping, your digestion system to be occurring. Your nervous system is what allows when you cut yourself to heal that cut. And let's say you are pregnant. You're not thinking how you're developing that baby. It's naturally occurring. So nervous system is in charge of everything. And your nervous system involves your brain, your spinal cord, and the nerves exit out of all these openings and go to every system of your body. It's called the autonomic system. I like to call this the automatic system. This is stuff that works automatically behind the scenes that you don't have to give a thought. Your heart, your lungs, your digestive system. When you shave your legs, that it keeps growing back, okay? Your brain is a control of everything. So now we're gonna switch to calling your brain one big water tank. Niagara Falls, it's always flowing. Niagara Falls is flowing down your spinal cord. It goes to all your internal systems first, and if you ignore it, it goes to the outside system. So above, down, internal system function, and then it goes to the outside human body. So if there's an area out of alignment over here, it's going to affect how your colon functions, how your uterus functions, how your private area functions. It's going to affect the internal systems first. And if you don't listen to that symptomatology, then your body says, hey man, you're not listening to me. Let me cause a discomfort somewhere else outside your body so that then you can pay attention to me. So oftentimes when someone has an outside lower back issue, hand in hand, they're also experiencing colon issues, whether it's IBS, whether it's constipation. If someone has on middle back burning, it's going to be cardiovascular issues, respiratory issues, very commonly digestive issues such as acid reflux, indigestion, a lot of bloating. The bottom line is the human body communicates to you through the language of symptomatology. We're speaking English, the body's going to take you away from correct function. Because the God-given genetic truth of the human body is you're designed to be healthy and well. The body is self-healing, self-rejuvenating, self-controlling. So if you were to cut yourself, you're not thinking how you're going to mend that cut. You just know your body is going to. So a deviation of correct function is an altered state. That altered state, your body's going to let you know it's occurring, and it's always linked to some nervous system compromise of some sort of interference to those nerves of those body parts that goes to internally or externally. So if there is an area out of alignment here in your lower back, it's not only going to cause lower back issues, pain going down to one of your legs, it can also cause your colon not to work correctly, your uterus not to work correctly, your bladder not to work correctly, because it's all linked together. So what this next picture shows, what these next two pictures shows, is specifically we're going to go back to this one first. This is a side view of what the spinal x-ray should look like. In my office, I take x-rays on my patients before I begin working with them. Digital x-rays, which is what we have in the back office. So these are the spinal segments of a lower back person. It says lower back. These are the bones. These are your disc spaces, and each bone makes up half of an opening where a nerve exits from. So think of that as garden hoses. Those hoses have to exit and allow your body to work. That structure is very important. When you lose that proper alignment and it goes to this much straighter, you can see that one opening and the other opening is very small.
Wow.
And that opening and this opening are very small. So it goes from correct to not so correct. It goes from plump disc to more narrow disc. So the nerves that exit this area, not only do they go to your lower back and the legs, they also go to the colon. Guaranteed, this person is going to have a lesser than correct function of their colon or of their uterus, of their lower body parts from belly button down.
Wow.
Because big holes, nerves are flowing, there's no kink in that garden hose. Smaller hose, you have just put a little kink in that garden hose. Water still exits that garden hose, just not as much. We've all done that as kids. We all do that when we're gardening outside. We gotta take our hose from one direction of the yard to the other. What do? We put a kink in it. Water still exits, just not as much. The human body, you feel it, buddy. You feel that pain there. You're going to feel that leg. What you haven't put two and two together is that maybe that colon's affected, that uterus is affected, a lot of monthly cramps, not enough cycles, infertility issues. Hey, I have IBS. Hey, I'm only pooping once a week. All those things are abnormal. So let's go to this picture, and this is my fun screen. This is my fun screen. So what this is showing here, this shows the spinal segments of your human body. This is on my website. This is on my website, and you can play with it free of charge. It's called chiropractictoday.com. And if you go 3D Spinalator, you'll see it there, 3D Spinalator on my website. This lovely thing pops up. So what this shows is the brain, your spinal cord, and where all those nerves exit and where they go to. What this shows is, this is on the exterior side of your body. On the outside, this is the inside of your body. What this shows is where the organs are. So why is this important? Because if I were to push this segment, it shows that zone of your neck is this bone, and it's going to affect, and the person should have pain and discomfort in this area of their body. But on the inside, these are the zones of their body that should be functioning less than normal. So if I were put to a kink in the hose, in a hose, and I'm watering a garden, and I'm diminishing water supply to that garden, is that garden going to get greener? Hey, I've just kinked my hose. I'm going to be greener. No. Those organ parts are going to function less than normal. So, if I press this area of the human body, the nerves that exit this area go to this zone externally and go to this zone internally. So I've just squeezed that hose and I'm watering this area. Am I going to have my bladder working better? Am I going to have my large intestines working better if I've squeezed that water line to them? Of course not. It's unrealistic to think that if I'm diminishing water supply to a tomato garden, that section is going to get better. Like a sprinkler system. Green grass, brown, green grass, green. I can fertilize it till the cows come home. I'm still going to have brown grass. You know, there must be a kinked water supply to that area. So with chiropractic, it's the same thing. You can go to any area in this chart and push it in this chart, touch the bones, and it's going to show you where it goes on the outside, and it's going to show you where it goes on the inside. One of the most important areas of the human body is the very first segment of your human body, which is what I had earlier. Segment 1. When this area of the spine is out of alignment, which is where your skull sits on, you have your skull sits on this bone and then it goes to the rest of you. When this area is out of alignment, because that's where your spinal cord comes through, it could potentially cause problems everywhere externally and everywhere internally. So having proper alignment of your neck is a very big deal. That's where the neck thing is getting a lot of visibility. That's where sleeping on your stomach is a very bad thing, because when you sleep on your stomach, you're almost twisting and harming this area of your neck. That's when you sleep watching television in bed propped up like this. You're causing harm and damage to this area of your neck. So the structure of your spine, I often say, is extremely important, because the structure of your spine determines how you function. Structure determines function, because if the structure of your spine is compromised, these openings are going to be lesser than big. Thus, then I'm going to kink my hose, and wherever it waters does not get greener, it gets browner. And it's all 100% linked up. So yes, chiropractic care is extremely important. As I mentioned earlier, every person, just like you have teeth and you go to a dentist, every person needs to have a chiropractor on their health and wellness team, because if you have a spine, there's a nervous system there, and you should get it checked out by a chiropractor near you, or if you're in my area, near me. Come to me.
So how can they contact you?
All right. So
now we got to do a plug for you.
Yes. Well, chiropractictoday.com is my website, chiropractictoday.com. I'm located on Highway 280 and Valleydale Road, where the license office is at. My office phone number is 205-991-3511. I've been here 26 years. Spanish or English, we got you covered.
All right, well, Doctor, thank you again
for
doing
you,
this
Jarvis.
bonus segment. I thoroughly have enjoyed it. This is my first time being a cameraman doing a 360. So if you all see a little shaking, I'm just trying to work out the kinks a little bit. So thank you all for watching. Please check out what'shappeningbirmingham.com for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all again, and thank you again, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Jarvis, and thank you very much, Birmingham, for your time.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.